Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is The Week in Geek with David D. Squared and Brian Held. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here are your hosts, Brian Held and D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared with
Brian Held.
So, you know what? We got to kind of start this show off with a down note. I hate to do that, but we had some breaking news that happened just a few hours ago, and it's on the magnitude of wholly depressing. There was a Madden tournament taking place out in Jacksonville, Florida, and all signs are pointing to it was just one person who shot the place up. We are hearing stories that it was a person who was in the tournament, lost said tournament. So right now it's 4 dead, several maybe 11, injured. So we're gonna go straight to the horse's mouth. My man Preston Byers of esports.com is on the line with us, and he's gonna give us some of the latest information. Preston, how are you doing tonight, man?
I could be doing better. How about you guys?
Amen to that. Yeah, no, dude. I mean, normally this is a very upbeat, peppy show, but I feel like this is something we absolutely have to talk about because this is a big segment of our show, and these are our people. And I think there's a lot of misinformation already kind of going in through the spin damage control people that are kind of, taking this event and making out maybe something that it's not. Can you give us just like the thumbnail sketch of what has happened up to this time?
So earlier today in Jacksonville, it hasn't been confirmed, but many people have said that it was a player that lost in the tournament, and he opened fire on several of the other players. And 4 are presumed to be dead, 1 confirmed, which is the suspect, and then there's 15 total victims. But there hasn't been a lot of confirmed information yet. The sheriff, when he gave his update earlier in the day, really only said that the suspect was dead, that he was the only suspect, and that it was an unidentified white male. But that's all been confirmed at this point. But they do have another public statement, the sheriff and the mayor of Jacksonville, in like an hour or so, to really hopefully confirm a lot of the stuff that people have been saying.
So now, Darini Gajoka, Complexities tweeted out that he was shot in the thumb, but he's safe and he got away from the scene. What?
Yes. So I wasn't clear at the first tweet when Jason Lake, the Complexity owner, was saying. He said that a Complexity player had been shot in the thumb. It wasn't clear at the time whether Joka was the player or not, but Joka and Lake both confirmed that it was Joka who was shot in the thumb.
And then, Brian, you got a question?
No, I'm just kind of looking over this stuff. It's just insane. I mean, who brings a gun to a video game tournament? You know what I'm saying? Do we know anything about the suspect? Any motivation for why he would do something like that?
I don't know. I really am kind of at a loss for words with the whole thing. I know that just within the last 10-15 minutes, there's been stuff that's saying their federal authorities raided a home in Baltimore that they think is linked to the player who's the suspect. That's what they're thinking, but there's been no confirmation whatsoever. And for the motive, I would just say that they got really mad. But if you bring a gun into a tournament, I feel like you have an ulterior motive before you walked in.
Right.
Yeah. But it also kind of seems like it was an event at a bar, which is not unheard of. A lot of these Madden events do take places at a bar, but some of these kids are 18, so I'm not sure if we have the whole story if it was actually in the bar, because you can't be in a bar at 18. Or New Orleans, maybe. Here. Yeah. But one of the other things, though, too, is that one of the guys, and this is something that literally made me sick to my stomach, was they have one of the Twitch streams that got disconnected, but you can hear the gunshots in it. And this being the radio medium, normally I would play something like that, but I refuse to.
Right.
I mean, it literally made me sick to my stomach. You could hear somebody in the background saying, "What did he shoot me with?" And I mean, at that point, my heart just sunk. And being a parent, it's just, some of these kids are a little bit younger, and to hear that, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around it, really.
Right.
Now, Preston, who else? There was somebody else who would put out something confirming another victim. Who was that? That was
the NBA 2K League player O'Leary. His mom tweeted out that he was shot 3 times at the event, and there hasn't been any confirmation whatsoever about how he's doing, whether he's still with us or not.
Yeah.
And another player said that he was sitting next to O'Leary, and he said that O'Leary got shot in the chest and hand, but said that it didn't look too serious. But I don't know. You can't really judge that.
Yeah, one of the things that there's another player with one of the teams who actually tweeted out that that his friend was gone, and it was the young black boy that you saw with the red hoodie on, and they were playing the Atlanta Falcons. That was the Twitch stream, and this poor kid. Apparently, he's already been reported dead because his friends are already out there tweeting their condolences, which is just. And this is what the other thing that made me sick. You could see the red freaking laser dot. The dot was on there, and this is one of the kind of things I wanted to bring you in on, Preston, too. Though I mean, you're seeing a lot of the news that's coming out. You report on a lot of the more entertaining aspects of the esport industry. But you and I, we've had you on this show. We've had you on the D League before, where we've talked about how sometimes they have laid down the law, like the Overwatch team. They had a guy who said a gay slur, and they fined him, and then they kicked him off the team.
Right. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Preston.
Oh, I just I don't want to. I write about video games, and I write about people playing video games. Never would I have thought that I'd be writing about people dying at a esports event. And it's just incredible to see. You see this all the time with the shootings in Florida and Sandy Hook and all of these mass shootings that we have. And when it's it hits you, when it affects you, and when you actually are faced with some of these things and it's in your community, it feels a lot more different and a lot more real.
Yeah.
So, but Dave, you were talking about people changing the narrative of what this was about. That was of most concern to you.
Yeah. So while I was looking through all the information, like Twitter, it's a double-edged sword. If you want information quickly, Twitter's the way to go. If you want to get sick to your stomach and see the nasty side of people, go to Twitter. And there are already people spinning this in a ways of racial tones, of gun violence tones, of ignorance, racism, everything. And and that's why I brought up about Overwatch really policing their players. And I think as a whole, the esports industry, we as gamers and just geeks, that we kind of police ourselves, and that this is an anomaly. And I'm already seeing people out there tweeting and talking about how there's this deep-seated racism and sexism in the esports community, and that it's a breeding ground for white supremacists too. Those were the things that really set me off.
I think what it is that these individuals who have these sort of opinions of a negative nature are some of the most vocal about their nasty views, and that's because there's the anonymity of the screen, right? You're behind this screen, people don't know you're hiding behind a gamer tag, people don't know who you are, and it allows folks to just espouse vitriol that's ridiculous.
Well, I'm also seeing people that have really not even a tangential relation or even a fleeting interest in any sort of esports industry or games whatsoever, and they're already kind of chiming in. Like somehow the NRA has gotten involved in this conversation for esports.
They have no need to be in this conversation.
Well, and that's why I kind of wanted to talk about this. That's why I wanted to bring you in, Preston, really, because I mean, have you ever had to deal with a story not about a gun violence thing, but I know you've personally written stories about where, the Overwatch League has, meted out certain fines or taken, disciplinary action against some of their players, but it was merely for, they were nipping it in the bud, that if you were going to say something with a racial intonation or a sexual intonation, they would come down with the hammer on you, right, Preston?
There's been several players in the Overwatch League where they use like what Blizzard deems as racist emotes, and they've said racial slurs or homophobic slurs, and they've cracked down on those. But I just don't even know where you crack down on something of this magnitude, because this is obviously bigger than esports and bigger than Madden. So I don't know what they do other than increase security, but I don't know if that's enough, really.
And just looking into, while we're discussing this, the Jackson Landing, it looks like one of those sort of open air strip mall type deals where it's got a number of different restaurants.
That's right. Yeah, it's one of their like not a tourist trap, but it's like a central meeting kind of area where like Champion Square or like the French Quarter kind of, but
exactly.
Smaller scale.
Yeah, so that was the venue that this happened at. So
and now somebody else had put out there, and this was at least a calm, rational thing where it's like, okay, we have with our national sporting events, that we have, people checking security bags, things like that. And I guess, like for conventions, you and I have been going to cons for God knows how long. Before, you could bring whatever the hell you wanted to a con. And now, everything's got to get peace bonded. If you got a sword, they're going to zip tie that thing into the scabbard, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, and there was the guy after Jason David Frank, right, who showed up with guns in I believe it was Nevada. So, yeah.
Right. So I unfortunately, I guess maybe this is not the one scenario we maybe saw unfolding in an esports environment, but I guess I hate to say that this may be the world we're living in, but I mean, it seems like somebody like conflict resolution seems to be a big issue with this entire country.
Yeah. Well, Preston, where can folks go to find out? You're obviously going to keep folks up to date on breaking news with this story. So where can folks find that?
On esports.com, we have a story. It's on the front page of our website. And it covers basically the entire details of the event that we know of for sure. There's like I said earlier, there's a public statement between the mayor and the sheriff of Jacksonville. They're holding another one later today, and we'll have all the information there. So check out esports.com.
Yeah, and have them follow you on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle again, Preston?
At Preston Byers. I've been updating the stories that we made to this, the updates that we've made to the stories. Excuse me. I've been putting them on my Twitter, and then whenever I see pertinent information, I've been trying to retweet and just help get the awareness out there of what's actually happening.
That's why I like you, Preston. That's why I contacted you, because you're just putting information out. You're reporting what's going on, and in this day and age, it's nice to just see some facts out there as opposed to, hey, this happened and here's why.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Preston.
Yeah, I have my opinions on it, but it has nothing to do with this. I'm not going to help this by saying what my opinion is. And
that's what your podcast is for, Preston. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Preston, look, thank you so much for your time. I hate that it had to be on a topic like this, but really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Yep.
All right, gang, when we get back, Skungy is out today. He's at the 2018 Gamestop GME Conference in Indianapolis.
Oh, this day just got better.
And he'll give us an update when he gets back next week. So we'll get the show back on track with Top Nerd News right after these short commercial messages. Stay tuned, guys. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game. You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Mata Hari, Agent H21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktieTans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now.
Inconceivable!
Follow the Week in Geek on Instagram at the Week in Geek Radio Show.
Ha ha, you fool! You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
Here's David and Brian.
Welcome back into the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm D Squared with
Brian Held.
All right, Brian, you know, we didn't really lay out the show. We were just kind of talking about that. With such breaking news, we felt like we wanted to kind of get right into that. So obviously now we're going to start off with top nerd news. And since no Skungy today, we're going to talk to Tim Lattie.
Yeah. We have, I did a bunch of stuff yesterday. We'll talk about that in the third segment, and then an interview with an update from Tim Lattie on projects he's been working on. And then, of course, we'll close out the show with This Week in Geek History.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. Brian Held, what's stopping us off today?
Well, news out there. Marvel has halted production on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Halted or just stopped, or is it just because they fired Gunn and now they're grasping around for straws? Or
they were starting to assemble a pre-production crew, trying to get things
they said they could
up.
go find new work.
Right, yeah, and basically it's been indefinitely halted. We don't, just until I guess they figure out what the heck they're going to do.
So it's in libido.
It is
limbo. My bad.
Yes. So I mean, look, there's so much controversy surrounding this. I mean, it's really kind of blown up in Disney's faces. Dave Bautista will not stop talking about this. He is so incensed.
I mean, look, I think a lot of the other celebrities are just kind of keeping their head down because, Bautista, he strikes me as a guy who's just going to he's going to bulldog it. I think a lot of the other actors are kind of like, you know what, we've got other gigs going on. We're just going to kind of step back and try not to step in the landmines, you know?
Well, and I think for Dave Bautista, he's a former wrestler, so you know he's probably summoning up that ring energy to kind of keep him fired up. But
you want to wrestle with me,
right? And I wish I can remember the name. There was a producer even this week that says, "Disney, you want to solve this problem? Then just bleep and rehire the guy." Right?
You know, that would probably solve a lot of their woes.
Well, it just, look, I'm in no way, shape, or form defending what this guy did 10 years ago.
No, right.
Right. But the simple fact remains that you are painting a brush that people cannot ever move past their failures,
right. Yeah.
And that's a serious problem.
Well, I mean, that kind of the whole point of supposedly our justice and incarceration system is that you go in, you pay your debt to society, you come back out and become a productive member of society again. And now that,
doesn't happen.
That's a different story, I mean, we're not commenting on that. But seriously, though, I mean, the idea is the same where, if you make this mistake, you're not allowed to grow from it. You're not allowed to become, older, wiser. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of sports ball, but we bring it up a lot that there's a lot of baseball players and some football players who were literally just in high school 4 years ago. And, they're thrust onto this stage. Now they're asking to be put on this stage, but still, you're literally pulling up tweets of them when they were like 16 and still grabbing their ass with both hands and missing.
Right.
I mean, I think in a case like this where, everybody grows, everybody evolves, I think holding them to this, impossible standard. Everybody makes mistakes. I mean, Jesus, I can't tell you how many people hate me, all the crap that I say over the years.
Right.
I'm over it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things people say on the internet.
I thought you were going to say on the air. I did not drop any F-bombs.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay, good.
That's
this
good.
Week.
This week, right. Star Wars Hayden Christensen has given some advice to Kelly Marie Tran. Of course, she played Rose Tico in Star Wars Episode 8 and was...
It wasn't her fault. It was a poorly written script.
Well, but she was.
They didn't. Why did they thrust their love story on us? I wanted him to hook up with Rey.
Well, but she was driven off of social media, and
because people suck.
Well, right, and it's basically not because of the things that people were saying, but the fact that she was believing those things.
I love her more for that. That she. I mean, we've all been there. People have, thrown rocks at all of us. And it's like, sometimes it's like, okay, maybe I do suck, and you and I being on public stages a lot, you got to have thick skin in this. You have to be able to be prepared for people to just say, you suck and you're a crappy person.
Right.
It's like, well, yes, I am. Thank you very much. And so I think, she kind of understood that. Now, while she is probably dealing with a lot ruder things,
Yes.
I mean, people like threatened her life. I mean, we all know there's crappy people in this world, and for her to be subjected to that, there's no excuse for it. But I understand where she was kind of coming from, where it's like, they got in her head.
Yeah.
But I think she'll be a better person for it because she's not going to not do Star Wars again.
Right.
So, and that's your best way to flip two birds at the people who don't like you.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. That pisses them off so much.
You absolutely have to keep doing what you do. Yeah. No, you can't lose the track of that goal.
Losing track. Apparently, they lost track of their art department for Battlefront, and some people are saying in Reddit that they saw a droideka.
Yeah.
in the artwork.
So, Star Wars Battlefront 2. They released an update, or will be releasing an update for some Elite Corps, some Clone Trooper skins that are going to come to the game. And in the release artwork, some eagle-eyed viewers out there found a droideka.
It didn't really look like it, though.
Yeah, I think it does.
I had to play Where's Waldo and really, really search hard for it. And then I'm like, oh, that is vaguely droideka shaped.
Well, when the developers themselves dug into the artwork, they did find it was related to...
But they also said it could have been a part of a land speeder that crashed and crashed and burned.
No, there were some parts of a droideka that got dropped into that accidentally.
Accidentally?
Yeah, but you're not going to see it in the game.
So people are still playing Battlefront?
Apparently, there are people still playing Battlefront.
I have not played it, and I don't even know how long.
Yeah,
I didn't really care about the loot boxes. I did think it sucked that everybody else had superpowers because they kept buying all the loot boxes, and I was just like, "Yay! I got a star card! Yay!"
Yeah.
So no, okay.
No, it's you played one shooter, you played them all. That's why I stick to one all the time. That's why I'm on Overwatch right now.
Yeah, you're an Overwatch fanboy.
Well, I am.
All right, Game of Thrones. I'm a Game of Thrones fanboy.
You are.
I am, and I don't think we're ever going to get it. We're never going to get another Game of Thrones.
Wait, well, hold on.
That's what I read in the article.
You're saying that not only will George R.R. Martin not finish the series, but the HBO won't finish the series either?
I'm saying yes. That's what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying is that George R.R. Martin, somebody needs to just constantly poke him in the ass every time he sits down. Be like, no, get up and write, buddy, get up and write. But then now they're having production problems with the final season of Game of Thrones. Portions of it have been finished, but now instead of finishing this one, they're working on the prequels already. And so they got this one guy, this poor schlub, who's just going to be working on Game of Thrones for the next 30 years. No. And maybe in 38 years, we'll get the final season of Game of Thrones. That's what the article said, right?
No, he is going to be working on Game of Thrones through May of 2019 for definite. There's some concern in here about them making it for the 2019 Emmys. Series have to air between June 1st of 2018 and May 31st of 2019. So, yeah, they don't know when it's going to exactly come out. It's probably going to be the latter half of next year is when we're going to see something. So,
look, it's already becoming nostalgic now because I haven't seen any new Game of Thrones stuff. It's been so long. Every now and again, HBO will throw you a bone and be like, hey, remember this great Game of Thrones series? It was really good, and now you're going to have to wait. It's almost like waiting for the second and third Back to the Futures. Yeah. Michael J. Fox is going to be like, in the grave by the time we get Back to the Future 4.
But, Dave, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
No, it just makes me mad. Just makes me mad. What's next?
Well, speaking of waiting, apparently you're going to have to wait for Star Trek 4 as well. Of course, I think we announced it last week or so. Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth have departed talks from the production, and it's over money. And Kevin Smith has weighed in now. He was on Fat Man with Batman and saying, what the real problem is that the agents are involved. And that it's,
That's the real problem.
Right. And that he needs to be inserted in there to mediate. And if he could talk to the actors directly, he could convince them that this is what the people want and they can take a pay cut.
Give the people what they want.
Well, yeah.
Right.
I
don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Look, I like Pine. And I think one of the things that Kevin Smith said that's absolutely spot on is that you can't replace him now. You can't replace him now.
You can't. You could.
It's not like he's the best Shatner. He's not the best Captain Kirk I've ever seen. But you can't replace him.
Well,
at this point, unless we've already got the USS Kelvin, timeline with the Romulan garbage truck. We're stuck with it. So unless we're going to have a different Romulan garbage guy, maybe have a Klingon sanitation director. I don't know. We're going to reboot it again. Oh my God, I would die.
That would be terrible. That wouldn't work.
Oh, they're redoing the Klingons. You said.
Well, that was Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, the STD. Right.
Yes.
Is that what?
All right. So, but now the thing is that they could take Hemsworth and kind of cut the references to the dad, and that wouldn't be too much of a stretch. But, yeah, if you tried to move forward without Pine at this point, that would be bad news.
Yeah, why did they go and try to get Thor anyway, Well,
because he played the dad,
I know, but still, man,
Well, that was before he was Thor.
Right. Well, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, to get his brother. His brother's a cheap knockoff of him. Just use him.
Well,
they look eerily similar.
That's not a bad idea.
Hey, I'm going to tweet that right now. What's next?
What's next? Well, since we're talking about Star Trek, William Shatner has a Christmas album that's up for pre-order right now.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Let's see. He's got songs.
He's doing one with Henry Rollins.
Yeah, Jingle Bells featuring Henry Rollins, Blue Christmas, Little Drummer Boy, Winter Wonderland, all these sung by William Shatner.
That is just not right. That is just not right at all.
He's got such a beautiful singing voice.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, he did Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds?
Oh, yeah, he did that too.
Yeah.
I'm like frantically searching for the Iron Man cut that we had from him. Oh,
really?
My God. Why is he doing this?
Because does he have a kid in college? I don't know.
He's got to pay for all those horses.
Right.
He is an equestrian,
Well, Shatner Claus is what it's called.
God, it gets worse,
yes.
really.
Comes out on October 26th. You can pre-order it now if you would like. I like this article was talking about it. It says if you want to frighten Picard fans with it on Halloween, But yeah, it's just terrible.
God help us. All right, so what's coming up next, Brian?
When we get back from the break, we're going to talk about my insane adventures yesterday, and we'll have some interview audio with Mr. Tim Lattie, get an update on all the crazy projects he's been working on. So, guys, stay tuned. When we get back, interview with Tim Lattie. You're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Fills his victims full of dread, running as fast as they can. Iron Man lives again.
Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game. Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktieTans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Everyone listen! No one quits! This is Casper Van Dien, Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers, and you're listening to the Week in Geek Radio Show! Come on, you apes! You want to live forever? Kill them all! You know what to do! Service guarantees citizenship!
Welcome back to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now and B-list actors that have lost their damn mind.
Yes. Oh,
God,
that was so much fun, dude.
I love him, though. Yes.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about yesterday. We had, or at least I had a crazy adventure yesterday. Last night we went to Smitty's Super Service, and of course we had that interview with Damon Breland a few weeks ago. He's the owner of that event space, and basically Alex Cannon, who was our charity manager for our big 5th anniversary party, won the 10-person pizza party at Smitty's Super Service.
Yeah.
And so that last night was the night for it, and we went out there, and it was a fun time. It was crazy to see.
A fun time was had by all?
Yeah, well, he's got the whole Rock-afire explosion. He's got the Chuck E. Cheese band as well.
The gorilla playing the keyboard?
Oh, yeah, well, that was, Fats is the gorilla.
I don't know if they had names.
Yeah, and Duke the dog and the Beach Bear and Mitzi Mozzarella and Billy Bob, all those guys. So it was super cool, and he's got all sorts of memorabilia from Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese. He even had there was a Star Wars poster that they did with the characters from Showbiz. It was a lot of fun. It was cool, and we had some inebriated individuals in the party. That was a lot of fun.
What? I don't believe you.
Yeah,
you're a prude. You don't drink.
I was the designated driver, so there you go.
Wow, so you really are lame.
Well, somebody had to do it, and of course, we were at Showcase Comics and Collectibles yesterday out in Slidell. Tim Stoddard has moved his business. He's got a great new location. He's expanded. It looks fantastic. I mean, really great wallpaper, too. He's got this comic book wallpaper. It's kind of nice.
Ooh.
So let's see. Preston Acevedo, the Tracer, was out there.
That hack, yeah.
Yeah. Tim Lattie, Robbie Musso, Kevin P. Johnson.
I'm still waiting for Robbie Musso to draw me Starscream. Still waiting, Robbie.
All right.
Still waiting.
We'll send a message out to him.
I just did.
Well, so we got to hang out and see those guys. And while we were there, we got an update from Mr. Tim Lattie.
We did?
Yes.
Oh, are you saying I should play that now?
Yes, you should.
Oh, thanks. Good job.
This is Brian Hell with the Week in Geek Radio Show on News Talk 99.5 WRNO, and we find ourselves out at Showcase Comics and Collectibles out in Slidell for their grand reopening. And while we're here, we caught up with Mr. Tim Lattie, who last was on the show in July of 2017. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very good.
Awesome, man. Now, you have been a very busy guy. I wanted to get an update from you. Of course, I'm so happy every month that I'm getting a new Ghostbusters comic in my folder at my comic shop, and you've been doing a ton of covers. How's that been going?
I love it, man. Actually, so the 35th anniversary is next year, and I'm about to be 37. So Ghostbusters has been a part of my life forever. So being able to work on these books, I swear, I really do. I eat it up, man. So I love putting in little details from like the toys and the comics and the cartoon show, the Real Ghostbuster cartoon show. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
So now that's just been covers at the moment. You're not doing interiors, right?
No, I haven't done interiors in about a year. But it's kind of cool because I can almost, at this point, they don't really even give me any direction. It's just kind of like, hey, we need a cover. And I can basically go make up my own scenario and put that onto a book cover. You know what I mean? So I just make up, hey, what would it be like if all the characters that were involved in the museums were on one cover, or, whatever. What if Citizen Ghost had infected other members of the Ghostbusters teams, and I just get to go wild with it.
No, that's great. Now, we talked before this interview, and you've got something new that you've done for Ghostbusters with a video game. Is that right?
So I got contacted a few months ago by Sony, and they were looking for artwork for the new video game that's coming out, the Ghostbusters video game. So it's going to be called Ghostbusters World. And it's going to be similar to Pokemon Go, where it's AR. And what AR is augmented reality, where you're looking through your phone and you can kind of see, you see Pikachu, but this time you'll see Slimer, you'll see Stay Puft, and you'll have a little proton gun, and you'll be able to catch ghosts like all around town or wherever you live in. And so all the character design or the character artwork is me. So if like when Peter Venkman pops up and tells you you're doing something wrong, that'll be my artwork. When Janine is telling you how to do this, that'll be me. And then there's also going to be a story mode, which is like a comic book, and that'll also so that'll be me as well.
Dude, that's incredible. Now, is that story mode you mentioned, is that collected into a physical comic at all, or is it just the game?
No, it's just going to be in the game as of right now, and I guess it would break down into about 12 pages. So I have the originals. I'm going to see what the rules are about when I can start showing artwork, and that's why I've been so quiet on social media. I can't share this stuff legally at the moment. But I will say this, as a Ghostbuster fan, seeing who is in the game character-wise and how deep into the mythology they went, I think fans are going to love it because I'm very, very excited about it. And I'm not just shilling for Ghostbusters at the moment. I really think it's going to be cool, to be honest.
Well, and I think that these opportunities that you've been getting with like IDW and this, that has been fantastic. Anything coming down the pike from IDW? Any new properties that you're going to get to work on at all, or you can't talk about it yet?
No, I cannot talk about it. We can talk off microphone, but no, I am not. I'm not done at the least. I'm not done with IDW and the books over there. So there's more coming, more 80s goodness.
Now, one of the things that you did, which I think is absolutely incredible, you did that Night Stars issue for UNICEF, and then you followed that up, I believe it was about a year later, you did some artwork and writing for another UNICEF book. How's that all going?
We just, again, you run into these situations in life where you just, right place, right time, or, you can call it luck, you can call it synchronicity, whatever. And so a girl now a friend of mine won a contest, and we were there to mentor her through the process of making a comic book. And since we already had a relationship with UNICEF, they asked us to do it again, myself and DeChester Media. And so that was really cool to produce a comic book with the Lattie Inc. logo as like a business logo and stuff like that. It was fun. It's called Trey, The Adventures of Brother Earth instead of Mother Earth, and it's a fun little book, man. It's cool.
And that's available on UNICEF's site, right?
Yeah, you should be able to get it on the internet for sure. Just check out UNICEF or just look up Trey, TRE, Brother Earth.
All right, no, that's cool. Now, of course, I mentioned Night Stars. We got to talk about this is your property, your baby. 4 issues out, the UNICEF book out. What's going on in the Night Stars world?
We are on the verge of being in Barnes & Nobles and all bookstores. So you will hear a lot more from Night Stars very, very soon. And then that will lead into another series. So I don't think we're going to, and I've been saying this for a while now, I don't think we're going to be doing single issues anymore. I think it's going to be straight one main story. You get it in like a trade paperback form, and we're just going to go like that. So Night Stars is not done. Amelia Earhart is coming up next. So
really?
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
All right. No, I'm very excited. I love your Night Stars series, not just because I'm in one of the issues, but no, it's great, well done, and it's so incredible to see how great you've been doing. Anything else that you can talk about that we didn't cover that you're working on right now?
Just worked on some WWE, so there'll be an Undertaker issue coming out in the next month or so. So keep an eye out for that one shot. And I think that's it for right now. I'm working on another Superbud issue, which is another similar to Night Stars, another book I do. But no, I've been very, very busy. I'd love to work on Night Stars, but I've been blessed. I've been busy enough that I don't have time to do my own creator-owned book at the moment. So that's fine with me as well, So yeah.
All right, well, but you can't keep your Night Stars fans waiting too long, right?
I don't want to. Trust me, I got plenty of stories in my head. Once we get the Barnes & Nobles thing rolling, we got everything in place. Everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of pressing the button, saying launch.
All right.
So we're right there.
All right, good deal. All right, so for folks, because you're super busy, so for folks to find out what you're working on, especially with all this Ghostbusters stuff, how do they find you out on social media, website, all that?
You can always find me on Tim Lattie, Lattie, Inc.com. You can look me up on Facebook, and Team Lattie, TEAM, Lattie on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. So what happens is, it's funny, everything comes in like circles. So I'm about to have another Plants vs. Zombies book come out. The Ghostbuster game's going to come out. So I'll be very, very active on social media in the next few months. I'll be out of my hibernation soon. So.
All right. No, that's cool. Well, Tim, we love following your career. We're so happy for all the opportunities that you've gotten, and it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Thank you.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man.
There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to Don't you cry no more.
You've waited for it, and now it's here. Get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt and help support our show. These 100% cotton black t-shirts with the Week in Geek Radio Show logo are going fast. So don't wait. Go to twigradio.com and order your shirt now. Just go to twigradio.com and get your very own Week in Geek Radio Show t-shirt. $15 up to XL, $17 for 2X and 3X. That's twigradio.com.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
Black Tie Tans, the premier mobile spray tanning professionals of New Orleans. Black Tie Tans will come to you and give you a natural glistening glow on the go. First-time customers get 20% off their first tan. Find them on Facebook at Black Tie Tans or email them at blacktitans@gmail.com to set your appointment. Going to a wedding? Going out to the club? Black Tie Tans will give you the look you need. Black Tie Tans. Tell your pale friends. Boldly going where no bar has gone before. The Bad Wolf is a bar, restaurant, and game shop all in one. You can't beat our specialty drinks, fresh food, and a variety of RPGs, board games, and miniature games for sale or rent. Stop by and hang out, or attend one of our regularly scheduled events, all in a non-smoking environment. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill is located at 2010 O'Connor Street in Gretna, or find us at badwolfbar.com. The Bad Wolf Bar and Grill, where everybody knows your game. Do you have a message or logo that you need the world to see? Then rely on the folks at Gretna Signworks to use their expertise to deliver your design. With over 15 years in business, Gretna Signworks can do commercial and yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, magnetic signs, vehicle graphics and lettering, and so much more. Gretna Signworks also has an exceptional network of suppliers, so no job is out of scope. Find Gretna Signworks on Facebook or visit them at 2125 Bell Chase Highway today.
Mata Hari, Agent H21, is a spy fiction short story anthology about the famous dancer, seductress, and spy from World War I. Mata Hari, Agent H21, published by Pro Se Productions, has 7 rip-roaring adventure tales about the world-famous super spy that features her battling her enemies by using any weapons at her disposal. Mata Hari, Agent H21 is available for purchase in ebook and paperback formats on Amazon.com.
Hey, this is Jason Douglas. Actually, this is Beerus the Destroyer, and you're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. As always, we want to strongly urge you to check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Check out our website at twigradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio, and the Instagram's The Week in Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, if you missed any part of tonight's show or you want to catch your favorite part again, you can always find us on Spreaker.com or download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. We're also on iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify now.
What?
Google Play, iHeartRadio, and at WRNO.com.
Okay, you have my full attention now. My fantasy draft is over.
Thank goodness.
Yes. I got a good team, man. Suck it.
This week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future. Yes! Oh my God!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, read by Brian Held. Available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Da-na-na, da-na-na. Wow, sports ball.
Oh, jeez. All right, this first one you have to guess, but I'm not going to hold it against you if you don't get it.
New Orleans Saints.
No.
Okay.
All right, August 20th, 1982. This film was directed by Don Coscarelli.
What?
Stars Mark Singer, Tanya Roberts.
Beastmaster?
There you go.
It's Mark Singer. He had one movie.
Yeah, the tagline was born with the courage of an eagle, the strength of a black tiger,
A black tiger.
and the power of a god.
All right,
Yes.
I got an IMDb Mark Singer now because I if he had something else, it was probably softcore porn.
No, he had V. He was in that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then softcore porn.
No, jeez. Yeah, I met him at DragonCon way back. That was really good stuff. He was a nice guy.
Was he really popular back then?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Just checking. Yep, nope. V and Beastmaster. He did Beastmaster 2. What did he do? Voice it? Oh, nope, there he is, all old and haggard.
There you go.
All right, what's next?
All right, this one you have to guess, and I will pull your geek card if you don't get it. August 21st, 1998. Directed by Stephen Norrington and starring Enbush White, Chris Christopherson, Stephen Dorff, and Wesley Snipes.
Oh, Blade, come on.
There you go. All right, come on.
Well, I don't know any of those other people you were talking about. Stephen Dorff, I remember him.
Yeah.
And Wesley Snipes pretty much gives it away.
Well, there you go. All right.
I thought it was going to be a challenge like Mark Singer.
Well, you start off doubting me, and then you get it in the end.
Well, yes, I always get it in the end.
You do. August 23rd, 1991.
Shut up, Jacob.
Nintendo has a very limited release of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in North America, of which was bundled with Super Mario World.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
okay. I was poor. I didn't have any of that.
I didn't have a Super NES. I had a regular NES.
I didn't even have that.
Really?
I had Atari.
Yeah, I had my Atari. And
I had 2600. Then I upgraded to the 7600 like 4 years later. I still sucked. Yep.
All right. Now, this one's going way back. August 24th, 79.
Wait, what?
August 24th in AD 79.
Okay, all right. I'm AD 79. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's the year 79.
Well, I thought you said way back, and then I thought you said 1879.
No, just 79.
Just 79.
The Roman city of Pompeii is burned in ash during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. The eruption occurred on August 24th, just one day after Vulcanalia, which is the festival of the Roman god of fire.
Partying, man, you know.
Yeah.
God smote them.
Exactly.
God smote my bar, you know. I'm telling you, wretched hives of scum and villainy.
Of course. Let's see, August 25th, 1978. Lego manufactures and packages the very first minifigure.
Yay!
Yeah.
I hate freaking Lego. Frackin' racka, ricka racka.
How often do you step on them?
Not as often as you would think. I mean, more often than I would like. But the minifigure is Satan incarnate.
Why?
Because there's so many.
Okay.
And they're really cool. And then the kids think they're cool, and I think they're cool. And then before you know it, you've spent like $1,000 on a bunch of little minifigures because they're like $3.99, $2.99 a piece.
So
they're not cheap, man.
Don't take your kids to the Lego store that's coming to Lakeside Mall.
Well, hell no, dude! It's hard enough bringing them to the cons because every third table at a con has some sort of Lego minifigures there.
Yeah.
And then they got people who live in town that actually make you customize one. Like I got a Clayface Lego guy.
Really?
That this girl over at the French Quarter, the French Market, she makes them by hand.
Wow.
Yeah, I found a whole bunch of like creations she made, put them all under the Christmas tree. Was like, look what Santa has brought you, child.
Nice.
That and William Shatner.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
All right, ready for some birthdays?
Yes, I'm ready.
On the 20th, Sylvester McCoy, the 7th Doctor.
Ooh.
Yes, amongst other things. Radagast the Brown. On the 21st, Carrie Ann Moss, who was Trinity in The Matrix.
Oh, okay.
But she's also Jerry Hogarth in Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Iron Fist.
Okay. I'll just go with that.
You haven't seen any of that?
Just parts of it.
Oh, jeez. All right, on the 23rd, Ray Park.
The double lightsaber.
Darth Maul?
Yeah, whatever his name was.
Yes.
The horny guy.
Oh, jeez. He was also
not
Toad.
John Mangus, not Mangus.
You're right. He was Toad in the X-Men.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's totally him, yeah.
Why are people... Stop it, Jacob. I got people messaging me now.
Okay.
In Cyber Ernie, too.
Yes. 24th, Rupert Grint.
Oh, but Weasley.
Yes.
Yeah! Got
Man,
another one.
awesome.
I'm so smart.
On the 25th, the nemesis of Kevin Smith, Tim Burton.
Really? They hate each other?
Well, yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Oh, it's old news, but they had a lot of back and forth. Good stuff. And on the 26th, Chris Pine.
Hey, the quitter. He's a quitter.
Yeah. So, hey, good luck and safe travels to all of our friends and family who are going to Dragon Con next weekend.
All of our rich relatives.
Yeah. We unfortunately cannot make it this year, but it's going to be a blast. We're going to try to see how much news we can get out of that and report next week. A couple things to point out.
Better hurry up.
Oh, all right.
Look at the clock, buddy.
We'll post it on Facebook.
There you go. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.
Your new home for Walton and Johnson. News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans, an iHeart radio station.